Hello, this is Eddie the Hamer of GuitarTutorLeeds, and for this video we're going to have a look at two different pedals. I'll demonstrate them. So here we've got the DD-6, and we're mainly going to look at the warp function, and I'm going to show you how that can give quite a good feedback sound. And then the next one is like the WD blue clipper. And I mainly use it because it makes the warp sound a little bit smoother, but it's probably also nice just to go a little bit through that pedal. It's basically like a fuzz. This one is, I think, from the late 90s. So Kent Armstrong was the original one who brought out the blue clipper. And you know, the blue clipper, they are those pedals you put in your input in the socket of the guitar. So this one used to be like that. But it's been modified. It's got a volume control on it because it was like without the volume control it'd be like on full blast all the time. And also, like, I did find it like it came out of the guitar quite often, you know. So now it's like a normal pedal, but nothing has been changed on the pedal. You can't actually find too many clips about the blue clipper on YouTube. They're quite good, I think, because they're like just a primitive fuzz. They've got an early 1970s IC, the engineer told me when he worked on it, and there is like a low bypass filter, so your sound is quite dark, and it remains its sound like whatever kind of guitar you use. You keep having the same sound. It doesn't really, you know, whatever guitar you use, it doesn't affect too much. You'll get that sound regardless of your guitar. So this is like, you can hear the low sound coming out of it as well, you know, and if I do it through different amps you'll hear that sound. And this is like on full blast. If you turn it down, right, okay, let's get back to that. So back to what we were going to do. Oh yeah, I did loop a few chords, you know, just because it's a bit nicer to play over. The guitar I'm using is the GuitarTone. You've seen it maybe before on other videos. It's not really a high output guitar, it's just average, I would say. It's not low, but you know, it's not very high, but it doesn't matter. So now back to the DD-6, the warp function. What is the warp function? There's different videos on YouTube showing it, but most of them they won't necessarily go into the feedback thing. The warp function is just very simple. It's this thing. When I do clean chord, you get your delay, and then so it starts to cascade, if you like, and then I've seen people demonstrating the sound, and they'll go like. That's just your standard delay kind of sound, but they don't necessarily go into the feedback thing. So right, the feedback thing, you can hear it. It's a bit of, you have to experiment a little bit with how you're going to do it, like getting it smooth. So when I use the fuzz, I think it's great because it's like you got a delay, and with that function you can create feedback as well. Just a few more things about the blue clipper, you know, it's about fuzz in general. You can actually play quite subtle, and they'll you know, they get all the overtones coming out of your strings, which is fantastic. And then when you start playing harder, it's less effective. You know, when you're doing like, you can get that for almost any distortion pedal. So I've seen people doing that as well. So they'll play like just any kind of sequence with power chords, but you think that pedal can sound very different. I just can't seem to get something with like a lot of overtones which sound good. Sustain is very good on it when you listen. And then the sound stays quite long before it falls down. And you know, Fuzz, it was really designed originally to play one note at a time. So if you're not very careful, then you get all the overtones coming through. Like if you play like a lot of different notes, or if you play fast and don't mute things. But you know how it is with the guitar and what people like. Those overtones are actually quite cool at times. And there you go. Sound blending into each other. So some distortions are far better at that, and because it's very primitive pedals are usually good at that. Of course, with the modern stuff, some people don't necessarily like it, and however you play, it's like quite clean, and it'll be still powerful, but to get that kind of sound, you may not be able to get it. It depends, you know. But there are lots of pedals you can do it with. You don't necessarily need a fuzz, but fuzzers usually they're good for that. Right, I'll just play you out. So if you like the video and if you like the channel, you can subscribe to it. And I'll hope to see you another time with some more videos about guitar playing and maybe some pedals and sound. So I'll just bring up the sound again and just play you out. Bye now.